So with the interest rates going to a place where they haven't been in about 10 years, this is the biggest question I'm getting. What's going on with the rates, and should I wait to buy? Wait till the rates come down. And I wanted to do this video to present some clarity. Like I don't do gloom and doom. If you're paying attention to the networks or online, you're just seeing nothing but fear. They create clicks, which is what most of them are looking for. So I'm going to bring a little sanity to it with this presentation. Let's look at where the rates have been over the last several decades. The 70s, they were almost 9% on average. The 80s, the house we lived in when I was in high school in Virginia, I think my father's interest rate was somewhere 14, 15%. Then the 90s, they were coming down. Early 2000s, when I actually got in the business, they were right around where they are now. And then we had such a positive movement in interest rates down to where I think the lowest rate that I locked was 2.375 on or maybe it's 2.25 on a 30-year fixed. Today, on average, depending on the profile of the borrower, it's around 6.5. So we're where we were in the 2000s, lower than we were before that in the 90s, 80s, and 70s. So relatively speaking, it's normal. It's just not normal compared to where we were when we got to the 2010s. And I've done something on this before about inflation, and inflation really does have a direct effect on interest rates. And you'd have to be under a rock not to know that inflation is high and the interest rates have followed. But home ownership is one of the best hedges against inflation. As you can see from this chart, whenever there was inflation, home price appreciation always exceeded inflation. And these are the forecasts for the rest of this year and going into 2023. All the major predictors, major players put out there what they think the home appreciation is going to be. The average, you can see on the left there, is 11.3. And for 2023, the average is 2.5. So what they're saying is, other than Zellman, I'll say Zellman is an outlier with that -3% in 2023. I just think because of we still have a shortage of inventory, and I don't think that's going to change in the next year. I think 2.5 is low for home price appreciation. But what this tells me is, if buying now with the double-digit appreciation, it's still a good time to purchase a home. And so what I did was just kind of nerdy. Said, like, what the interest rates were like 3.5 in January. Now I use 7%, even though 6.5 is very realistic. I wanted to be very conservative about it. It's just different price points, and what is the difference in payment, and would it still be advantageous to buy a home at this point? So at the $250,000 purchase price, which is a starter home, first-time home buyer, at 3.5% principal and interest payment, almost $900. At 7%, it's $1,330, which is a difference of $432 and some change. And over a year, that's $5,000 difference in your payment, whether you bought it in January or if you were going to buy in October. So then what I did was 3 different appreciations. As in the previous slide, the average for 2022 was 11%, but I used 10% to be conservative again. And then I used 5%, and then I used that low of 2.5%. And if you bought a home in October, within a calendar year, you would have appreciation of $25,000 at a 10% appreciation rate. At 5% appreciation, it's 12.5, and then at 2.5%, it's $6,250, which still outpaces the difference in the payment of the the difference between 3.5% and 7%. That number was 5,190. So even in the most conservative of appreciations, which I don't think it'll get that low in 2023, there will be some. All real estate is local, so there will be some of that. But on average, I think it's going to be like that 5 to 6%. 6% has been the average over the time that it's ever been documented, just because the population has doubled every 50 years. People got to live somewhere, so 6% has been the average. So then, I did different price points: 500,000, 750, up to $1 million. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you just see that even at the different price points, if you were to buy now, you're still going to make out versus if you had bought in January. And then what I did, say, all right, well, what's that going to look like in 5 years? The previous was a year forecast. What's that look like in 5 years? And this is for $250,000 at 2.5% appreciation. Just doing the appreciation gain, almost $33,000, and then amortization, meaning you're paying down principal over those 5 years. That's a gain of almost $12,000, and then you throw in the $50,000 if you put 20% down, and your total equity position is $94,821. So that was just at 250, 2.5%. So got it even a little bit nerdier, and came up with a chart with all the different price points and appreciation. I didn't use 10% appreciation, even though that's what it is for this year. It's high. That's high, and I wanted to use the low of 2.25, 2.5, and 5%, which is really realistic. And over a 5-year period, that appreciation in the equity position, you see, those are some big numbers. So without a doubt, even though the interest rates are in the 6s going towards 7, buying a home is always going to be better because of that appreciation is going to outpace whatever you're losing in the higher interest rate payment. And then to bring it home a little bit more, if you bought a home in 2016, I just looking at the states that Collab Lending lends in. We didn't include Puerto Rico. We didn't have Puerto Rico's numbers, but you see Pennsylvania, 52%. If you bought in 2016, your home would appreciate it 52%. So you buy a house for $250 in 2016, is worth $375 now. And that's why real estate is such a great investment, and why so many people want to invest in real estate. And you look as you get further south, or actually North Carolina and Florida, huge numbers of appreciation. And everybody does a 30-year fix. So like, what would 30 years look like? And if you bought a home in 1991, Pennsylvania, the value of your home would have doubled. Same for Ohio, almost in Illinois, doubled in Maryland, more than doubled in Maryland, almost tripled in Virginia, almost tripled in North Carolina, quadrupled in Florida. So the numbers don't lie. Home ownership is where it's at. For those first-time home buyers who are still kind of not sure, sitting on the fence, I wanted to show you this. The median asking rent since 1988, you see a very steep incline in the 2020s. And that average is the average of a studio, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom. So there's no question that even though the interest rates are higher than they've been historically, they've doubled since January. I think a lot of people are fearing whether they should buy now, and the cost of waiting is too great. As I showed you here, these are the numbers you'd be missing out if you wait. So that's it. Still a great time to buy. If you want me to run numbers for you as a borrower, all you have to do is reach out to me. And if you're a realtor, share this with your clients who are not sure whether they should be buying right now. If they're trying to wait and they're gambling for when the interest rates are going to drop. The Fed is going to raise the Fed funds rate another 0.75. They're predicting that, the guru, the Obi-Wan Kenobi of interest rate predictions, Barry Habib, is thinking towards the end of this year, beginning of next year, those interest rates are going to start falling. But you're still going to be missing out on double-digit appreciation on your home if you wait that long. So hopefully this has been helpful. As I said, reach out to me if you want me to run numbers or if you have questions. And appreciate your time.